So the Apple product that I've purchased the most has to be Apple AirTags. Since their release in 2021, I've purchased nearly 20 of these, and I put them in all my different products, whether it's my backpack, a suitcase, my wife's purse, even my daughter's backpack, just to make sure I know where she is. And while there still is some room for improvement with these, I've absolutely loved them, and they worked as advertised for the most part. But now it's been almost 5 years since their initial release, and it looks like we're going to be getting some AirTags 2 with some much needed upgrades. Let's talk about everything we need to know about AirTags 2 and whether or not you should get some of these right now or wait for the second ones. Let's get into it. Let's quickly talk about the AirTags 1 and why I like them so much and why they're so popular amongst so many people, whether you are a techie or not. And I think it's because of how small they are, how compact they are, and because of the nature of what they do, you can never really lose them. So first and foremost, they're only 11 grams. They're about the thickness of 2/4 and maybe a little bit bigger than a quarter in terms of actual flat surface and surface area, but you can fit them into anything. And now while I do get the argument that some people don't like the fact that you do have to buy maybe an accessory for it in order to use it with a keychain or hang it on a bag, I would argue that it's better like this because you can slip it into any pocket, into any zipper pocket in a backpack, into any pocket in a luggage, or I've seen some awesome different molds and accessories that makes these AirTags fit in pretty much any environment, and that's what's amazing about them. And then secondly, the other thing that I like about this is that they are replaceable batteries, so they aren't charging via USB-C or anything like that. Once a year, you just replace the battery, and I believe it's just a normal watch battery. I'll leave a link down below. I think it's a CR2032. That's the exact actual battery. They're very, very easy to replace, and they last you a year plus with no problems whatsoever. And what's nice is that you do get a single kind of low battery warning in the Find My application when you are running low on that battery. And now you might be telling me in the comments that there are now different trackers that go into the Find My application, and yes, there are. There are plenty of trackers that might be a little bit cheaper than this or might be the same price, but they come already in a little keychain bag or fit to luggage or can kind of be into other form factors. They do connect to your Find My application, but it is a very watered down experience compared to what Apple's been able to give us in the Find My experience. And again, that's a tale as old as time with Apple. The ecosystem is what sets our hardware products apart from the rest of the competition. So yes, of course, you can plug this into your Find My application, but the sweet spot here is that it does have this amazing wayfinding UI, which is called precision tracking. And I think the precision tracking UI is second to none. And what I like about it is that of course it works on your iPhone, but it also works on your Apple Watch. And basically, if you're within 30 meters or about 90 to 100 feet, you can use that way tracking precision finding to find exactly where your AirTag is with an arrow to let you know exactly which direction to go, how far to go, and it happens in real time. And at the end of it, you can also just get this cool little kind of haptic feedback to know that you found it. And of course, you can play some sounds and fully disconnect it as well. So yes, it does have that first layer of Find My integration, but Apple always deep dives even further in because that is just part of their ecosystem, and that's why these are so popular. As long as there's an iPhone around this thing to be able to ping where it is and where it is nearby, you will be able to find this AirTag, and there's countless numbers of videos and awesome content showing people just how crazy and granular you can get by shipping it halfway across the world and still being able to find it. So AirTags have been one of the best sellers for Apple by far. But it wasn't all amazing when they first came out. There was a lot of privacy and anti-theft issues which took place with this AirTag because people would kind of hack into these, turn off the sound of them so you couldn't kind of ping them with a secondary device or anything like that. And they would actually use this for nefarious acts like tracking people on the go, putting them on bicycles so they can find those bicycles and probably steal them later. So when they first came out, there was a bit of backlash of people using them for the wrong reasons. Apple did their best with software updates to kind of impact that as much as they could, and they definitely mitigated it a lot, but the hardware itself still allows for some of those nefarious acts to take place. So now, what could Apple possibly do with AirTags 2? The first thing is going to be the addition of the new ultra-wideband that was installed and introduced in the iPhone 15 lineup, giving us a much better range when it comes to using the wayfinding techniques. So in order to get that new UI, instead of only having 30 meters, we're now going to have 90 meters, which pretty much triples the range, giving us almost 300 feet of range, which is basically a football field for precision tracking, which I'll take any day of the week. That's definitely something that I've always wanted because if it's not inside my house, it's going to be very hard to use a wayfinding ability on my iPhone to track these AirTags. Another thing that people complained about with the first ones is that if you are indoors and there's a lot of walls, and depending on where you are, maybe your house is made out of stone or cement, that gets in the way very quickly. Here in the Northeast, it's not as bad because our houses are made out of wood and it's pretty easy to get through these walls and things like that, but I know that in Florida, all these houses are made out of pure cement, so that is an issue when you are trying to find something in your house. So the new ultra wideband will help with that with the AirTags 2, allowing us to find these a lot better and a lot easier, even if you're indoors and have a bunch of different layers and walls and stairs and different floors you have to deal with. And then one of the things that Apple did to mitigate that kind of anti-stalker situation, it'll let that iPhone user know like, hey, there's an AirTag near you, is it yours? And then you can actually ping it to make a noise. So the speaker has gotten much louder, and it will be much louder on the AirTag 2 in order for that to happen. And there's going to be a different protocol overall to help with these measures to let other people know that they might be being tracked with AirTags. And then AirTags 2 will actually have a better overall experience on Android. So Apple did introduce the ability to have those anti-theft and stalking features on Android as well, but there will be a much better UI and integration with Android overall to, again, allow people to use AirTags, not just to actually track somebody, but then to also help people find what they need, and finally, to protect their privacy. And then what's cool about this is that with the 18.6 update, if you did install that in the public version, in the code, it does show off that there's multiple settings for low battery mode. So as of right now, this only gives you an alert when you're on like super low battery and you only have a day or two to replace the battery, and then you're pretty much out and you'd run out of battery. And if you do have this in a spot where you can't find it, then you will not be able to find it, unfortunately. So now they're gonna have second and tertiary measures to let you guys know, all right, you're at low battery, you're at very low battery, and you're about to run out of battery as well. And that's in the code of 18.6, kind of hinting at what that's gonna look like. And then this is just a rumor, but it's up in the air as to whether or not Apple's going to keep that CR2032 battery or go with a USB-C kind of lithium-ion battery built in here. I actually like that it is an actual physical battery that you can remove and replace, and you don't have battery degradation, and it doesn't kind of go from only working for 6 months and then 5 months and then 4 months the more that you charge it. So let's see exactly what Apple does. Maybe Apple has an adapter for it, I don't know, or maybe gives you the option to go rechargeable battery versus not, and charging different prices. But as of right now, I think it's going to stay the same, not only from battery perspective, but it's also going to look the same. The form factor is going to be exactly the same, and it's just going to be the same durability in terms of their IP rating as well. So then when is this thing coming? This should be releasing alongside the new iPhone 17 lineup in September. So basically this should be kind of that one more thing, or maybe something that Apple adds kind of in the very beginning to let you know. They'll give you some kind of speech about how many AirTags they've sold, how many they've been able to find, all the different kind of statistics that show off just how good AirTags are, and then they'll drop the AirTags 2 just by making it better overall. And then what I kind of want to see, I think I wouldn't mind seeing a USB-C version of AirTags, but for the most part, they're pretty good. I mean, maybe Apple give us a kind of a different color array, so you can choose different colors, so you can have maybe 5 different colors to choose from, similar to HomePods, and they can be for certain different aspects of your life. So just a little bit more customization overall, but when it comes to the form factor, I know that it's going to stay the same. I wouldn't really want to change it too much. Maybe have Apple add some more first-party accessories that are a lot more affordable, maybe $5, $10 range accessories to be able to clip this onto something or use it as a keychain. But AirTags, they're going to be great. It's just going to be improvements on already a great product and something that works extremely well. So let me know in the comment down below what you think. Are AirTags 2 something you're looking forward to? Do you use AirTags in general? Are you going to wait for these new AirTags before purchasing some more? Right now on Amazon, I believe you can get a 4-pack for $80, while on Apple it's $100, so I'll leave that link down below if you do want to check those out. For me, they're perfect stocking stuffers, perfect gifts, perfect for yourself, and you can never have enough of these things, in my opinion. But that's just my 2 cents on it, and of course, when AirTags 2 do come out, we'll definitely have a full video comparing the two, as well as, me just kind of replacing my old AirTags with the new ones. But that'll do it for this video, everybody. If you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, definitely check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone. AirTags 2. They're coming.